Hey there, guys. I thought I would share some of my top sales from 2025. The way you can get this if you want is, go into orders, paid and shipped, and I've said last year. And unfortunately, you cannot sort by total. You can't sort by what they paid. So a bit of a bummer. Okay, so I thought I'd show you some of the stuff. I downloaded the report, and then that report is here. There's some private data over on the left that we will not be looking at, names and addresses of customers. And here's some of my top sales. So a Jaeger LeCulture Atmos clock. We'll take a look at that. I'll tell you about this microphone that I bought. And I'll skip this because this was just cleaning out the closet, a synthesizer that I was not using, like a keyboard, piano style keyboard. This human scale, you probably will never come across this, but I think there's a lesson to be learned with that. So I'll tell you about those three and maybe a couple others. Let's take a look at the clock. So these clocks, there is definitely a following and a desire in the marketplace for these clocks. They're essentially a perpetual motion clock. The spring on this is not wound by a key, it's wound by atmospheric pressure changes. And if it changes, the temperature changes within 2 degrees, that winds the spring for 3 days or something like that. They're really cool. And this little this looks like a little gold hockey puck down below. This will kind of slowly rotate left, then back to the right, and that movement makes the clock go around. So I found this in an estate sale, a recurring estate sale here in Asheville, North Carolina, and I picked it up for $250. I knew there was a market for it. People even buy these if they're not in working condition because this brand is so sought after. They're from the 70s, these particular models. So certainly something to be on the lookout for, even in non-working condition. And oddly enough, lightning struck twice because I went back 3 or 4 weeks later and I found another one of these in a more rare design where the numbers were chrome, like more silver, and I guess those are more rare. And it sold in 10 minutes for $700. So certainly something to be on the lookout for. This company also makes watches. I don't know if those are have the same sort of design with using atmospheric pressure or not, but yeah, there's certainly a following for this brand. Hopefully lightning will strike a third time and I might keep it if I find another one. These are pretty cool. I like me some clocks. All right, the second biggest item in terms of price tag sales was this microphone. Excuse me. So this is a vintage microphone from the 40s. Very popular brand for microphones, RCA brand. And eventually this company was purchased and they've been renamed as ACA, I think. Is it ACA? Gosh, I'm blanking. I think that's what it is now. This may have been used in a radio station. They put a little toggle switch down below. I believe I bought this for under $100 and it sold for $475. It was working okay, but needed a little bit of work. So I want to say it may have sold for more than this if it had been in perfect working condition when it was a little less banged up. So that was my second top seller. Another notable one are these little reference laminated reference books. The story here is I took my daughter Abby to go sourcing, and while she was checking out buying some clothes at the Goodwill puts different interesting items near the cashier to try to make you buy them. And these little booklets were there, and they were priced at $2 each. And I just started looking through them. I did a Google Lens search, and they don't sell often on eBay, but when they do, people in the medical community seem to really want these. I don't know if this is a famous professor at MIT, but or what, but people really want these. So definitely be on the lookout for them. And sometimes you'll see them on eBay as a single, and they'll go for 150 or whatever. So certainly be on the lookout. They won't pop up too often. And this really surprised me because it seemed like the type of thing that would have been replaced by iPads. No long we don't you don't see a sports medicine doctor or a physical therapist coming in with these laminated things very often anymore. It seems like they'd be using an iPad for whatever purpose these were serving. Yeah, so you open it up and it shows which way muscles move and different mechanics of the human body. So those were three notable ones. And is there anything else super notable? Some old Nintendo games that were at a yard sale out in the rain that I had to try to dry out and try to sell as a group. Some car parts. Been doing more of those. Yeah, I think those are the big ones. I think Garmin GPS systems in general aren't worth looking for, but the big truck ones, this might be 7 inches diagonally from on the screen. I mean, that's why it's model 770. They were big, and I think some truck drivers still want these. So be on the lookout for the big screen Garmin's. All right, I think that's all I'll show you for now, but I just thought I'd show you some of my top sales from 2025. All right, guys, have a good day and be on the lookout for treasures, okay?